I started out with some really bad animations from programs that probably aren't even in use anymore. But I remember I was very into JPOG and I just adored it so much, and I was looking at how people would always do these mods. And I remember there was this one channel called Repod Reptiles, something like that. And surprisingly, he's still around now, which is really cool. But I used to watch his videos quite often about how to mod JPOG, and I could never do it. I don't know why, but I always struggled. And then I was like, you know what, let's try and do something. So I created a video with an Allosaurus and Albertosaurus. I said who would win in a fight, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden that's hit 1,000 views, and I was like, whoa, this is done really well.
Welcome to Dino Park Media. My name is Samuel, and today with me I have Swrve from the YouTube channel Swrve, and he's been on YouTube for I think it's a long time, and we'll go over that a little bit more in a little bit here. But Swrve, you want to go ahead and say hello?
Hello, hi everyone. Welcome again to Dino Park Media.
That's right.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, we also got to do a video with you recently as well, just a little bit ago. Talk about Lewis Dodgson and talk about his role for Dominion. But like afterwards, we talked a little bit, and I was just like, you know what? Like you said, I saw your interview with Clayton. I thought it'd be really cool to be able to. That was really cool. I thought what you did there, and I thought, let's have Swrve on too. I think there's so much, that you have that you're doing in life and that you're doing with YouTube. I think people want to know more about what's going on with the man Swrve. So today we're just gonna we're gonna dive a little bit deep into who you are, like what your stuff is on YouTube, and a little bit more of also your background too. So first of all, the first question I like to ask everybody when it comes to an interview, because this question's not asked nearly enough, is what is your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, for sure. The one that's going to appear in Dominion, the Giganotosaurus. I don't know why. Ever since I was young, I've always enjoyed it because it just looked like a big, bulky dinosaur that could take down the T-Rex. And as a kid, I wasn't a fan of so many, well-known dinosaurs, well-known depictions of characters. Even in the movie Cars, I didn't like Lightning McQueen because he was so well-known. So I always went with the most obscured. And at that time, I assumed that the Giga was the most obscured. And because of how bulky it was, it just looked really cool.
That was one of the greatest little explanations that I've heard for somebody liking a dinosaur. The Giganotosaurus is amazing, by the way, so I appreciate that. So when you heard that it was actually coming out for Jurassic World, it was going to be in Jurassic World Dominion, what was your reaction there?
I did a little dance. I was very happy. I don't know, the smile on my face just couldn't be wiped off. There was no way. I was just imagining all the potential scenes, and I don't know. And hearing about the animatronic that Sam Neill had to deal with the Giga, I was like, whoa, okay, they're taking it serious. If they've got an animatronic for this is going to be good.
Oh, absolutely. Like, dude, can you imagine like the giant jaws of this animatronic that you have to act in front of? Oh my word! Because like the Giganotosaurus,
it'd be terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. But the skull for that thing is huge, and the jaws might not have been as strong as with the bite force as the T-Rex. But the thing is, the skull though is just ginormous, and it's just like you said, bulky. But so, kind of a side question then too is. What do you think they're going to do with the Giganotosaurus in Dominion? Do you think that they will have the T-Rex versus Giganotosaurus fight?
I hope not. Mainly because we've got these dinosaurs in our era now. They are here with zebras and lions. So instead of seeing the classic Spinosaurus versus Rex or Giga versus Rex, don't make these colossal dinosaurs fight anymore. Make them take on another being, another creature from our era. The best example I could think of is a Pyroraptor or Velociraptor or Deinonychus, one of those dromaeosaurids, taking down a gazelle similar to how a lion would. I would absolutely love to see a scene like that. And I know there's not many creatures that are probably the size of a Giga in today's world, but maybe see it to take down a herd of elephants, something like that. I'd absolutely love it. I
actually can imagine that being pretty amazing too. Yeah, I definitely I like your idea there with maybe some Giganotosaurus going after some elephants. That would be pretty sick. But I mean, I have to admit though, I do want to see some dinosaur battles. So hopefully, hopefully the big old T-Rex will be able to we'll be able to go against the Giganotosaurus, and then you and Clayton, because Clayton's favorite dinosaur is a T-Rex, and then your favorite dinosaur is Giganotosaurus. You guys could do Team Rex, Team Giga. You know, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I'd watch
get some
that video.
T-shirts for it as well,
dude. Yes, and then vote for which team you're on. You know, but okay, honestly. Clayton Fioriti, I don't know if you're watching this video, but please make that happen. Anyway, you guys got to talk that out. But obviously, we're not going to get parked on that for too long. But I also like the fact that you bring up like just this weird obscure reference to Cars. All of a sudden, like you, I was not expecting that.
There's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind that.
And what's the reason?
I think it was Cars 2. I know we don't talk about Cars 2. It's not as good.
Right.
But the main reason, I've also got one for Cars as well, but the main reason for Cars 2 was, there was Lightning McQueen, and then the Italian one, I forgot what his name was, Francesco, I think it was. But there was this kind of Formula 2 type of car, or Eve car, an electrical car, called Rip Kluczgoneski, and he was only mentioned once in that movie, and he was always at the back. But I still loved him because he was just obscured, and I don't know why. Not many people heard of him, so I absolutely loved him. And it was the same with Cars in their movie with the NASCARs going around the circuits. We know Chick Hicks, we know the King, we know Lightning McQueen, but we don't know the other ones with other sponsorships. So I started to look into that, find out about them, who's who, and I just absolutely loved doing that. I don't know why. I was a weird kid.
I'm sorry. I'm over here just like freaking out because like you're going into the detail for a Cars movie, for an animated movie, the same amount of detail that you do for the Jurassic World videos that you do. It's hilarious. It's amazing. So would you say that
it comes naturally,
dude? It's amazing. So okay, you heard it here, folks. Like apparently Swerve is a Cars fan. There we go. So
100%.
That just made my day right there. But well, okay. So, Giganotosaurus, favorite dinosaur. I like that a lot. That's really cool. But then also, like, Jurassic Park. So I mentioned it a second ago, and if anybody's listening to this video, they're probably listening to it because of coming to your channel for either Jurassic World Evolution, because you were very big with those on your channel. And then also just Jurassic Park and Jurassic World video breakdowns, including the Camp Cretaceous. But obviously, all this love for Jurassic World had to start somewhere. What was your first experience with the Jurassic Park franchise? Like, whether it was seeing a movie, riding a ride, or what happened?
I don't entirely know, to be honest. I think the earliest memory I have was getting the box set of Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3. And I remember I just absolutely loved the Pteranodon sequence in Jurassic Park 3. And I don't know. I remember having the box set, and then the next day I never had it, and I don't know where it went, and it just went missing for years. Which, by the way, I actually found that last year somehow.
Nice.
So it's been missing for like a decade. So I remember watching it as a kid, and I remember that I wanted to rewatch it, and I could never find where it was, because I think with the box set it had the Jurassic Park 3 logo and the Pteranodon scene as well. So that's why I absolutely loved it. And obviously I was only like 2 months old when Jurassic Park 3 came out. So
are you serious?
Still quite young. Yeah.
Oh my.
I was only 2 months old.
Oh my god.
So it's all like, I'm a late bloomer to coming into the Jurassic franchise, because I know 1993 versus 2001, that's many years.
It's true.
And I don't know. I just remember seeing that box set, and I remember how much I enjoyed the Pteranodon sequence. But I remember that I definitely watched it in order from Jurassic Park: The Lost World to Jurassic Park 3.
Oh my word! Like the box set thing that you just brought up, like that just. Waves of nostalgia also came over me, because I also had that when I was younger. Like, which box set did you have? What was the cover art for that?
The cover art was the Pteranodon sequence, I think, with Alan running through the water in that area, and Pteranodon chasing him with the Jurassic Park 3 logo, and it was that box set.
Oh, okay. I didn't have that one, but that does sound pretty sick. That cover art sounds really amazing, because for all the hate that JP3 gets, like it still had the amazing high points at some parts of the movie, the Pteranodon scene being one of them. But But oh man, the box sets though for the Jurassic Park and World universe have been amazing. The 25th anniversary Blu-ray box set. Have you seen that one?
I think I have actually.
Like where it plays the Jurassic Park theme when you pull up.
Oh yeah,
dude, it's sick.
Yeah.
I've got that. But like, yeah, man. So like your first, so like the thing that really got you hooked was that box set, huh?
Yeah, I think it was the Pteranodons mainly. I don't know why, because you know, I watched that and then I watched Jurassic Park 3. Actually, I think I found a box set and then I lost it again. So I found it, watched it, and I remember searching through YouTube quite often for Jurassic Park 4, and I didn't see anything about it. Mm-hmm. But I remember seeing, it probably wasn't Alan Grant, it was probably another movie Sam Neill was in, but I remember seeing him fall into the water, and then I saw like an aquatic reptile, could have been the Mosasaurus, chasing up to him, and then the screen just cut out and said Jurassic Park 4. So it was one of those concept type of trailers. But ever since then I was like, Jurassic Park 4 has to happen. And this was ages before, in 2014 or 2013, whenever Jurassic World was confirmed.
Right.
This was ages before, and I was just getting excited, and back then I thought it was the real trailer, and I was just waiting, and I got upset that it never happened. But you know, then we saw the Quets, I think, with that Jurassic World concept type of thing, with it on the beach, and from then on I was like, it's going to happen, surely it's going to happen. And then Jurassic World got announced.
The wonderful Jurassic World. So, I mean, all talking about the movies then, like, it brings up another question to my mind, because obviously you are very well tied to the movies, it sounds like. The fact that you were also not only watching the box movies for when you were a kid, but then also just waiting on the bell for Jurassic Park 4 to come out, you know? So, that brings up a question. What was your favorite Jurassic Park movie then? Jurassic Park or Jurassic World franchise movie?
Yeah, the top three for me would be Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and then Jurassic Park 3, in my opinion. I absolutely love all three of those movies. It's something that many people always have a shocked reaction to. But then again, you know, I'm born in 2001. I've definitely had a different output to these movies. And I don't know. I just love how the dinosaurs were showcased in Jurassic Park 3. And although the story may have been a bit crumbly at some points, personally to me, I felt like it was very well adapted, and I think for what they had, it was really well put together. Jurassic World just revitalized the whole Jurassic franchise, in my opinion.
100%.
And I wasn't a huge fan of the Indominus Rex, but at the same time, I didn't hate it as much as the Indoraptor. But you know, Jurassic World just revitalized, and it was a really good story at the end of the day. And seeing Chris Pratt out of nowhere kind of blew my mind, because I just watched Guardians of the Galaxy as well, which came out in 2014, so I wasn't expecting him to be in Jurassic. But you know, it was pretty cool, and obviously Jurassic Park, need I say more?
Right. I mean, Jurassic Park is the original thing that just got the whole ding dang party started, you know. But
yeah.
But the reason I went wow is because actually the first two movies that you said, like number 1, number 2, Jurassic Park being your favorite, Jurassic World being your second, that's me too. I would put Lost World as my third, but like I was just like, wow. I usually hear people automatically jump to the Lost World being their second favorite or being their favorite.
That's my second least favorite.
That could be a whole video on its own, right? but yeah, no. So like that's incredible. Like, yeah, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, those two are absolutely phenomenal movies. But another question that I have for you, though, is when it comes to Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park franchise, what part of it was your favorite? Or what, more specifically, what part of the franchise do you spend the most time involved with? Is it the movies, the video games, the books, the toys? Like, I know that your channel is built a lot about Jurassic World Dominion, the game, but like, what is your favorite part of the franchise?
That's a really good question. I don't actually know. I think it's quite well balanced, because no matter what, I know I said that The Lost World was my second least favourite, and then Fallen Kingdom's probably down there as well. But it doesn't mean I don't like the movies. I still enjoy them heavily. And obviously with Camp Cretaceous now out as well, and Season 3 coming soon, I'm heavily involved in that and absolutely love it. But ultimately, what really started me on the YouTube track as well was Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, and then Jurassic World Evolution later on as well. So I kind of have to say the video games mainly brought me into the franchise, because I remember, I think it was my 6th or 7th birthday, so it was a few years since JPOG was released, but I remember my auntie bought me JPOG, and I looked at the back and I was terrified of the Spinosaurus. I don't know why, but I still have the box right behind me now actually as well. So I was looking at the back. I remember seeing the Spinosaurus, and I was just scared of it in case it broke out my enclosures. And I just absolutely loved it. And it made me bond really well with my dad, because whenever I didn't know how to 5-star my park, he'd always come around and help me, because I was somebody who just wanted to spend money and didn't really wait for the income to get in. Mm-hmm. So my dad helped me ultimately, and I remember my first video back in 2012, something like that, to hit 1,000 views was a JPOG video. And I was involved in JPOG at that time, and I don't know if you've seen the Game Beavers videos, but in one of his videos towards the end, he found one of my comments from 9 years ago, watching his old documentaries that he made, and I remember them so well in my head. As soon as he mentioned the name Sven from one of his documentaries he made, I was like, whoa, instant nostalgia flashback. So later on in 2018, April 16th actually, so not that far away, nearly 3 years away, but April 16th 2018, I thought, you know what, my first ever video to hit 1k views was on Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. Why not see if it will do the same on Jurassic World Evolution? And truth be told, overnight it had 5k views and I gained 500 subscribers. So I was nearly at 1,000 subscribers, which was astonishing. So ultimately I'd have to put down relating to the games a lot more than the movies, because it's helped me with everything really.
Well, I mean, that makes perfect sense too. I mean, especially because a lot of people really have been tied to Jurassic World Evolution in the past couple of years. I mean, I would say a lot of the people now are just they're like, the game's dead, and there's like a lot of those comments on the internet. But so here's a good question for you: your favorite game out of these two, JPOG or Operation Genesis or Jurassic World Evolution? Which one's your favorite?
Depends what context you're asking in. Jurassic World Evolution obviously has the graphics that I've always wanted for JPOG.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a little bit tied in between both. Maybe leaning more towards JPOG just because it felt like there was more replayability in that, and it only had 26 creatures to do it with. Whereas you've got 68 or 69 creatures in Jurassic World Evolution. It still feels like it gets very repetitive, but JPOG just feels like it's a new game every time you load it up. So I'm somebody who doesn't like repetitiveness and loves the replayability option, so I'll probably lean more towards JPOG. Gotcha.
I can definitely see that. I've got another friend who's really in Jurassic Park, and he might do the little bit of the weighing of the options like you just did, but he would jump straight to JPOG because of the fact of just like how unique it can be, and then also he loves the original colors for the reds, the yellows, the greens of the original Jurassic Park aesthetic. Yeah. So JPOG. I mean, I get that totally. But moving on to our next question though, because obviously if people are watching this video, it's because they know you from YouTube, most likely. If they know you from anywhere else, then well, that's awesome. But I mean, it's probably from YouTube, right? And so. When did you start doing YouTube? You mentioned that you started doing your first JPOG video back in 2012. Like how long has it really been that you've been on YouTube?
Well, since 2012, I think July 2012. At that time, I just wanted to create the channel to subscribe to KSI because I absolutely loved his videos. And I remember, I think I want to say in 2011, my next door neighbor, who I was really good friends with, he came round and showed me my first ever video on YouTube, and back then it was called YouTube Broadcast Yourself, so it was years ago. And the first video I watched was that terrifying one called Scary Car, where the car goes around the road and goes behind the bush, and then a zombie appears out of nowhere.
I hate that freaking video.
That was the first video I saw, and I was terrified, but that's my earliest memory of YouTube, and I remember I wanted to watch more, so I started to watch KSI and other YouTubers he was with, and so I made a channel so I could subscribe to him. And furthermore, I just started to try to create my own content. I started out with some really bad animations from programs that probably aren't even in use anymore. But I remember I was very into JPOG, and I just adored it so much, and I was looking at how people would always do these mods. And I remember there was this one channel called Repod Reptiles, something like that. And surprisingly, he's still around now, which is really cool. But I used to watch his videos quite often about how to mod JPOG, and I could never do it. I don't know why, but I always struggled. And then I was like, you know what, let's try and do something. So I created a video with an Allosaurus and Albertosaurus. I said who would win in a fight, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden that's hit 1,000 views, and I was like, whoa, this is done really well. So yeah, I tend to upload loads of stuff like that back then, and then years passed. I didn't really upload much. I was just doing it as, you know, for fun, to see what would happen. Because again, I was only like 11 or 12 at that time. And then I got into Call of Duty a lot more. And I played Call of Duty since 2011 or 2012. So similar times. And 3 years passed or so, and I started creating Call of Duty content. I was joining loads of teams in Call of Duty, specifically to do with sniping. And I enjoyed it a lot more than JPOG. So I thought I'd carry on with that. So I did, and then, you know, times passed. I tried to change the content a little bit more. I tried to do vlogs. I tried to do GTA videos, plenty of stuff like that. And, you know, it just wasn't growing. They were doing well, but I just wasn't growing. I didn't know what to do. And truth be told, 2018 comes around. My video before my first ever Jurassic World Evolution video was something to do with FIFA, and it only had like 78 views, and I had 525 subscribers back then or something. And I just thought, you know what, I want to try something different. And I thought, if this doesn't work, if these 2 videos don't work, actually, because I had 2 videos planned, and I thought, if these 2 videos don't work, I won't do YouTube anymore. And I don't know, it just blew out of nowhere, and it hit 1,000 views overnight. Or 5,000 views overnight, and then I almost got to 1,000 subscribers overnight, and I was like, whoa, this is really, really good. And then moved on to my next one, and that one did well as well, so I thought, let's continue, see what could happen.
Mm-hmm. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, you're like, now you're going on, how many subscribers do you have now here, Swerve?
Looking at the sub counter, it says here 38,701.
And that one subscriber,
Yeah.
if you're listening, you are important. We do care about you. But no, that's amazing though, dude. So like, as of March 25th, 2021, you're over 38,000, right? 38,751. Is that what it was?
Yeah. 38,701.
38,701. There we go. Because we do care about that one guy. So that's, dude. That is amazing. And so you started with video games. And like, because you're talking about how you started with JPOG, and then you also had Call of Duty in there a lot. But what did steer you to Jurassic Park was Jurassic World Evolution, or did you get Did you get involved with Jurassic Park before then? Besides JPOG?
So it was mainly just the JPOG options, but obviously I was watching the Gaming Beaver, Best in Slot, and Clayton beforehand, and I think I showed Clayton when I first subscribed, and I think it was like a month and a half after he first published his first video on his channel. So, you know, I've been subscribed to him for quite a while, the Gaming Beaver likewise, and I remember Best in Slot was at like 35,000, 50,000, something like that when I first subscribed to his channel, and, you know, the fact that I remember that so solidly, and he's now at 700 and something thousand. He's doing very, very well, and I think that's the only way I was linked in with the Jurassic community. I was linked in by watching, before Clayton, because I think he was 2017, but beforehand I was watching the Gaming Beaver and Best in Slot primarily, and that was how I was kind of just like linked into it all. Nothing else besides that. And Jurassic was just something I enjoyed, but wasn't really too heavily involved in. It was just something, you know, if the movies were on TV, I'd watch them. Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense. So it wasn't necessarily that you fell out of love with Jurassic Park, it's just that it was not in the forefront of your mind at that point?
Yeah. I still absolutely adored it. 100%. I like dinosaurs in movies. Come on, who doesn't love that?
I mean, that's kind of why I got stuck in it too. So, you know, I get that 100%, man. But then So obviously you've had a huge you've had tons of things that you've been able to do since then, and then especially with also the Jurassic World Evolution, Jurassic World Evolution really taking off, and then your channel really growing because of that. Jurassic Park has really been able to be at the forefront of your YouTube channel, and then now with Camp Cretaceous too. Like, I mean, obviously, are you? So this is a question actually more for kind of like the now and future. Are you planning on sticking with more of the video games, or do you think you're going to kind of like capitalize more on this Camp Cretaceous stuff? Because you've been doing a lot of like theory videos, you've been doing a lot of videos when it comes to like how Camp Cretaceous fits into the universe. Like, do you think you might be doing more of that going forward?
Yeah, 100%. It's the main reason why I've had this sudden growth, because I think December 31st, 2020, I hit 20,000 subscribers, and obviously 3 months down the line, now 38,000. It's mainly down to Camp Cretaceous, and I get plenty of comments saying how I'm the only one covering these type of theories, I'm the only one finding out this information. So, if I'm getting loads of comments like that, and people clearly, there's a demand for Camp Cretaceous, then I'll obviously continue doing it, but it all depends on how long Camp Cretaceous will carry on for. However, the insider thing, I've also had plenty of comments saying that they love the variety on the channel. It's like when I post Prehistoric Kingdom videos, they'd still hit 5,000, 6,000 views. Camp Cretaceous would obviously do a lot better, but it's nice that when I upload different content from Camp Cretaceous, I still have plenty of people who are interested in the channel as well.
Right.
So it's always going to be a mix, in my opinion. I'm going to have gaming videos there, then Camp Cretaceous videos, and any other TV series or movies that come out after Camp Cretaceous as well, or even 2 years down the line, I'll obviously be following them as well. But it's because there's a demand there, people enjoy my content, and people enjoy the content I'm talking about, then it only makes sense to continue doing it.
Absolutely. Well, as a person subscribed to Swrve, subscribed to you, I really appreciate hearing that, because like I really enjoy your lore and theory videos, and obviously they've been resonating very well. So that's really cool to see moving into the future. But let's go back to your life as really being, I mean, we're going to call you a Jurassic Park YouTuber at this point, right? Because that's honestly what you've been doing. So when it comes to being a Jurassic Park YouTuber, there's obviously got to be some cool opportunities that have come from your place as a YouTuber in the community, in the Jurassic Park community. So what are some of the coolest opportunities that you've had being a Jurassic Park YouTuber, being a very prominent voice for Jurassic Park and Jurassic World?
Surprisingly, not that many as of now.
Really?
Yeah, the most I can really talk about is collabs with Clayton,
which is amazing.
Obviously, I've been in some videos of the Gaming Beaver as well, which is incredible as well. I did fly out to Gamescom in 2019 to play Planet Zoo a little bit early, and had a VIP access so I could play it a little bit early whenever I'd like. So that was really all about it, because again, if we look back this time last year, I think I barely hit 10,000 subscribers, and obviously some people wouldn't even class the position I'm in now as a big growth, and personally I wouldn't either. It's always that 100k mark is the target. But yeah, that's honestly about it. It hasn't really had many opportunities. Obviously, big thanks to CompiCraft for allowing me to play Palocraft, which is a Minecraft DLC, relatively early as well. And that's honestly about it. I haven't really had any other opportunities from anyone else, any company-wise or anything.
Right, and so I mean, there's company stuff and there's corporate ideas, but then on your channel, you actually had the opportunity to just like hang out with the Gaming Beaver and just walk around with him for a while. Isn't that correct?
Oh yeah, that was an amazing time. I can't lie. I've been watching his videos for years upon years, and the first time I met him was in that 2019 Gamescom. He was streaming, and I was seeing that he was packing up his stream, and I was watching his stream just outside the streaming booth as well, because I wanted to chat to him, see how he is. And that was after, I think a little bit after the incident between me, Best and Slot, and the Game of Beaver. So I thought it would be nice to chat to all of them. So I thought I'd stick around. And then a fan jumped in before I could, and she was chatting to him for quite a while, so I was just stood there getting in people's way, just kind of waiting for him. And he started to walk away. I was like, oh no, I need to go speak to him. So I was like, James. He turned around and he looked confused, and I was like, it's Swerve. He's like, oh, so you're Swerve? And I'm like, yeah, hi, how you doing? He's like, how you doing, man? I'm like, yeah, doing good. And we had a great conversation, absolutely clicked straight from the get-go. And what was amazing of him, honestly, the most genuine guy I've ever met. He instantly said, I have to be somewhere right now. And I thought, oh, no, I can't chat to him. He was like, but you're more than welcome to come walk with me if you want to and then hang out afterwards. I was like, what?
That's amazing.
And my heart sank. I know, and my heart sank. And I went and chatted with him. We spoke about personal things, and we just spoke about Gamescom and Planet Zoo and Jurassic World Evolution, and obviously the little discussion between me, him, and Best in Slot. But overall, it was absolutely amazing. So we went and he went to do his own thing, and then I went to do my own thing. And he was messaging me on Twitter saying whereabouts you are, and we met up again, and we checked out a few other games like Monster Hunter World. And I think I didn't have access to this business section, but I think there was an option to bring someone in, and he immediately say, look, he'll be by my side the whole time. He's not going to go anywhere, and it'll be on me if anything happens. And then the people let us through with him, and we found this awesome game called Paleopines, which I can't wait to make more videos on that. But, you know, we had such a good time, and what absolutely topped it all off was just hanging out with him, and we ended up getting lunch. We had hot dogs and burgers, and we just sat down on the tarmac outside of Gamescom, just enjoying the sun, eating, chatting, and it was so genuine. It felt amazing. It really did. And, you know, I thought I'd be absolutely starstruck, but because of how genuine he was and how nice of a guy he was, it just felt really natural, and it flowed perfectly.
And that does sound like an amazing opportunity, and it's really cool to hear when large YouTubers, or for any YouTuber for that matter, is able to be genuine like that, and really to actually be able to relate to their fans. And so I would definitely constitute that to be a coolest opportunity for being, with being on YouTube, because obviously he knew who you were from your channel, and then also, I don't take this the wrong way, but like that is the most British response ever. Like, oh, you're Swrve, as a guy from the U.S., like that's just amazing to hear. But like also the idea that, but like he recognized you, and then he's just like, oh no, he's gonna come with me, and so that's just really, really. Yeah. That's definitely a coolest. I would constitute that as a coolest opportunity, because
that is honestly. I've been watching him for years upon years, and just to have that, and him to be such a nice guy and so comfortable with talking to me about other things, and just even having lunch. He even offered to pay for my lunch as well. Bless him. It was so lovely, and definitely the best opportunity I've had for sure.
That's amazing, man. That does sound like. James does sound like a really cool and genuine guy, like you said. So,
oh yeah, good
on you, Gaming Beaver. But with also that being said, then too, like, so you've had some opportunities to do with YouTube, but then I also want to know, like, because you and I have talked in the past, and you've got an incredible history to you, man. So, like, do you have any other projects or hobbies that you're invested in? I already know that you are, but like, people that are listening, they want to know, like, so what does Swrve do besides just YouTube?
Well, before YouTube, obviously, Call of Duty was main impact. I think I went semi-pro for a couple games in a few tournaments, won a bit of money through that, playing really well. Unfortunately, didn't win any of them, but top 8 out of I think 150 teams, which was quite good. So
yes.
I'd definitely take that. So yeah, I played Call of Duty for a long time. I played with FaZe Clan members, Dare members. I was almost in Dare and Obey, which are really big sniping clans, at some point as well. And that I absolutely loved it, and that's the main thing I focused on. During my GCSEs, which were like big exams towards the age of 15 and 16 here in the UK, I fell in love with photography as well. And photography was just something, I enjoyed doing so much. The colours, the natural beauty, and partially I think the photography that I did, thinking of it now, has kind of helped me with my Prehistoric Kingdom builds to look very natural. So I do have photography to thank for that. But yeah, I enjoyed photography a lot. And before my injury, playing football a lot. It was, I think I was at a semi-pro level. I think the 7th tier of English football, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I think there's 24 tiers in English football, and those tiers split into separate tiers as well. So 7th tier isn't that bad, and I absolutely loved it. 100%. One of the most favourite things I did, and unfortunately I can't play anymore because of the pandemic. And I think 2 years ago in 2018, I kind of snapped my leg in half.
Oh my gosh.
It sounds gruesome, and it was the worst pain I've ever felt physically. I remember I was running down the side of the pitch, and I was about to cross the ball in, and somebody came in with a tackle, very late tackle, because early in that game I accidentally pushed him into his own goalkeeper. So he probably wasn't happy, but he went in with a late challenge, and my foot was planted into the ground as he came in from the side and kind of pushed my knee backwards, and I heard 3 pops and a snap, and I felt the snap, and I was in agony. It turns out I tore a very rare tendon to tear, actually, and that's the posterior cruciate ligament, the PCL. And I haven't been able to play football since. I think I've played I want to say 40 minutes since, and I don't know. It's just a horrible thing to see something that I absolutely love just go like that. And I had my driving test literally 2 days later, so I had to cancel that. So that sucked as well. So unfortunately I don't play anymore. I've been released from the team I was at as well, so I'm a free agent as well.
Oh, man.
But thankfully for the people who watch my videos, they're the ones keeping me going. So that's the good side of things.
Well, I mean, that is good to hear. But I mean, dude, you've accomplished a lot though, and I mean that the injury obviously could definitely put somebody back. But the fact that you've really continued to plot forward with YouTube, and then also being a person that's making a lot happen also in your personal life too, to better yourself, it's incredible to see all the stuff that you're doing. And so I can't imagine though the pain and the ridiculous injury like that's just crazy, man.
I think I was in like a splint and a cast for 2.5 months, so I had to keep my legs straight, and then I could be put into a bendable one, which only bent 90 degrees because it was trying to push my ligament back in place after surgery. It was horrible.
Man, that's stuff that you don't want to wish on anybody. Oh man.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the sake of people listening too, how do you feel now? Is it all like healed and stuff like that? Or is there like a residual effect from that injury?
There's definitely an effect, 100%. I've noticed, especially when it's cold outside, I can't stand up for too long without it hurting. I can feel it at the back. And I think they were debating for surgery or not. And I think they ultimately went with partial, but then changed at the same time. So instead I just went into rehabilitation and tried to work on it, make sure it'd grow back healthier. And I personally think I should have gone through the surgery route instead, because now I'm still having issues. It still clicks. I think 2 times during this video I just stretched out my knee just to click it back into place a little bit. So it still affects me to this day. I try not to think about it because I don't really play football as much. But yeah, it's painful. It's still going on today, and ultimately it's whenever it's cold outside or when I'm walking a lot, that's when the pain starts to happen.
I gotcha. Well, man, I'm sorry to hear that, but it's definitely incredible to see all the stuff that you're able to accomplish, and obviously having one thing that you love being taken away is no fun for anybody, and it's hard to hear that for you, man. I really am sorry to hear that, but it's also really good. It's really amazing to see how you've been able to overcome that in other areas of your life. And so, so just, I mean, I definitely wish the best for you when it comes to continuing to move forward. And honestly, I hope that at some point in the future, you'll be able to at least be able to enjoy football again at some level. That would be really cool.
I'd like that. I mean, despite not being able to play, I've still looked into coaching and how people play. So it's not like I've let it affect me 100%. So I'm still 100% into the football business and still checking it out and learning new things every day.
That's amazing. That's incredible, man. And well, Swerve, I definitely think that's amazing. And there's one more question I want to ask you though before we leave. And I know that was a terrible segue, but we're gonna try rolling with it. Going back to the Jurassic Park aspect of all of this right here, because honestly, you know your stuff when it comes to Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. when it comes to Jurassic World Dominion, that people have already said that Jurassic World Dominion is not going to be the end. It's only the end of the beginning of the franchise here. And so we as fans can expect that we will be able to have some good content coming out afterwards. What do you want to see from the Jurassic franchise post Dominion, whether it's a TV show, movie, any other source of media? What do you want to see, Swrve, from the Jurassic franchise after Dominion comes out?
Anything, really. I can't lie. I'm nearly 20 years old, so I'm hoping I've got another 60 years ahead of me. And if those 60 years are full of Jurassic content, I'm going to be overwhelmed. I'm going to be really happy. Obviously, if things aren't answered in Dominion, such as the Bulbasaur can, obviously I'd love some backstories on that. Maybe some side stories of what Owen was doing during the time of Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World. And maybe, the book of Claire Deering, or the evolution of Claire Deering, I think that's the book. Maybe that can be turned into a series or TV show or movie. That would be quite cool as well. There's so much that they can do. Whether it's a Biosyn Netflix series, an InGen Netflix series, a Ludlow Netflix series. There's loads of things that has a lot of potential for this franchise. Because I think actually I was watching The Mandalorian for the second time over yesterday, and I was just thinking to myself, Star Wars has all of these side movies like Rogue One and Han Solo, and so does the MCU. Now they have WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Loki, all of these characters are now getting their own TV shows. And I thought, what other major franchise doesn't have this? Jurassic. The only thing we have is an animated show called Camp Cretaceous.
Right.
And although I absolutely love it, I would love to have something more closer to reality, more live action. Whether that's, seeing another scene of Owen on a motorbike, or just Claire kind of evolving into the character she is in Fallen Kingdom. There's so much I'd love to see, and there's so much that Jurassic can do, and I think they really should cash in with how loads of franchises are moving into series and side stories as well. I really think they should do that.
Absolutely. Oh man, I am totally with you on that. Go into the side stuff. Tell the stories of these other characters. Because have you seen WandaVision yet?
Yes, I've seen it all the way through.
Yeah, and so seeing a story that would be able to tell kind of like an episodic revealing of a character's motivations and like what they're doing. That'd be super cool to see that for some of these characters. Like you said, some of the I know that we already did our Dodgson video, but go back to that. Like, if Dodgson ends up being a big deal in Dominion, going back and telling that story through a side story, kind of like a revealing over time, like kind of like uncovering a mystery type of a situation, kind of what we had with WandaVision in on Peacock about Dodgson's story. That would be amazing. Talking about like how he actually made his rise to CEO. Oh man, that'd be so cool.
I would absolutely love something like that. Just it seems inevitable. Ever since Frank Marshall said, this is the beginning or the end of the beginning or something like that. I can't remember, but he teased that there is going to be more. So clearly they do have loads of plans, and Trevor has been teasing that maybe season 3 isn't the end for Camp Cretaceous as many thought, because it would be lining up to where Jurassic World Dominion was originally supposed to release, and maybe a season 4, maybe a season 5 is happening. Maybe an Owen Grady show, there's loads of things that could happen, and it's all down to the writers, really, and I'm excited to see the future of it. Absolutely, as am I. Dude, oh man. I like talking to people about the future because everybody seems to be very hopeful for Jurassic World's future. It's just... Everything looks bright, that's why. Everything looks bright with Camp Cretaceous and Dominion, how it's all shaping up. It's inevitable to be great. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, man, I like hearing that. But, Swrve, thank you so much for joining me today. That's all the time that we have, but, man, it is so good to be able to talk with you. It's amazing to be able to get to know you a little bit better as well. And then hopefully the people that listen to this video will also feel the same. But are there anything left on the table? Anything else that you want to say to the listeners before we sign off today? Well, thank you everyone for watching. Again, huge thank you to everyone who watches my videos. As I was saying before, I had loads of things beforehand going well for me that have just suddenly been taken away, and YouTube just seems like something that I live, breathe and sleep YouTube right now. I wake up, get straight into the video, start preparing it, record a video, edit it, upload it that day, then start work for the next video the next day, and plan the week out. And that's because of the continuous support on the channel, and I'm honestly so thankful. I never expected anything like this. I knew from a young age, you know, I was filming myself playing the Nintendo DS, Pokemon, and recording myself talking about dinosaurs. And I knew I wanted to entertain in that essence, to just record videos for YouTube. But I never thought I'd ever get this far, and I'm extremely thankful for every single one of you who do watch my content. And hopefully there's many, many years coming for Jurassic, and obviously for my channel. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, nope. Bright future for both Jurassic and for Swerve. We're definitely sure about that. So, Swerve, thank you again so much for joining us today. And for anybody listening, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. And make sure to check out Swerve's channel if you haven't, for some reason, already looked at his channel and subscribed. Go over there and subscribe to his channel. Then also, if you feel like we deserve it, go ahead and subscribe to Dino Park Media, because we are continuing to put out more content for you. We want to be a part of this Jurassic Park community that we have on YouTube here. We want to continue to support other content creators like Swrve, and continue to support what they're doing as well. So if you feel like we deserve it, please like this video, comment below, and then also subscribe to our channel. But guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Remember to go and check out Swrve, and then also have a great rest of your day, and know you are loved.